y'all. Welcome to Falling Forward with the Ross sisters. We still doing part 2 of trending topics that's been going on.
And we listen, we don't judge.
We don't judge. Welcome to Falling Forward with the Ross sisters. I'm Dr. Christine Ross.
And I'm Carm.
Nice to meet you, Carm.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Christine Ross.
Whatever.
The Ross.
Well, I feel like one of the big things that has been going on in politics as of late is this whole DEI situation. So, a lot of people be saying DEI and don't know what it means.
Please explain it. Break it down for us.
I don't know what it is. No, it's it's diversity, equity, and inclusion. So it's basically, everybody should have a piece of the pie. We know that minorities, though all minorities together likely are 50% or more of the population, but that's all of us combined. But realistically, the majority of the population is still Anglo. So at the end of the day, the whole point of DEI is making sure that there's diversity in the workplace. We do know from back in the day, we listen, but we don't judge, that a lot of white men used to put their white wives on the head of their companies due to diversity, because women are a minority population.
They used to do it even with their maids and stuff, and do people that random, and you're like, why is this person own a multi-million-dollar company? It's because they're trying to meet the DEI requirements and be able to get the things that come with that.
Well, and the thing about it is, what's wrong with just being naturally caring about diversity?
But that's the problem.
People don't care about it.
We listen, but we don't judge.
I'm judging.
I'm letting you know one thing, that if you look throughout history, it's some bullshit going down that has happened with the majority. Mm-hmm. If you look throughout history. Mm-hmm. When Trump says make America great again, I need to know the date, the time, the era,
and what you're talking about.
Because I don't understand when America was great for everybody. And actually, it's never been great for everyone. I know I talked about this in one of the reels, that if someone with an African-American name or sounding name puts in a resume, they're way less likely to get a call back just based on names. Mm-hmm. DEI helps prevent some of that stuff. That, hey, you need to make a requirement, so you're going to have to choose people that you would most likely not even give a chance to. Because I'm not justifying racism at all. I'm not justifying it. However, we tend to gravitate to people who are like us. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying you're overtly racist, but there's some racism in this country that is stemmed from since our country has started.
Well, it passes on through the generation as to what people look like, how people think, and it's like, who raised you is gonna raise you like how they were raised. And even if they try to push against it, it takes a huge level of intentionality to push back from that and not still have some kind of racial underpinnings, especially when you're coming from the majority culture in how you move. Because I can say, I had some friends, I can say right now, my former business partner, I will tell you that girl's a racist. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have told you that before, but when you notice somebody rallying a whole bunch of white people against you,
mm-hmm.
Like, you can say you're not a racist all day, but you already done showed your cards. Mm-hmm. And the thing about this, I'm not ever going to be upset for you clearing out my life, boo.
No, like, because you cleared out the junk out my life.
You cleared out the junk, including yourself. But when you do things like that and then sit there and say that you're not racist, you actually leveraged the only thing you had against me was your whiteness in order to get what you wanted, which means you are a racist.
Well, my thing too is that when it comes to being woke as a white person, When we're telling you something is racist, something is offending, you have to take our word for this. If I'm telling you when you do this, this is hurtful, this is racist, this is discriminating, you can't say no, it's not, because you personally don't feel that way. Because racism is not how the person who is doing the racism feels. It's about the person who is receiving the racism. And that's how we prevent it. We have to have an open ear and listening to people. And DEI is so important, especially in the workforce. I call it the flavors. We want flavors in our company. Me and Christine have a couple of businesses. Our businesses are full of flavor. And guess what those flavors do? They make us taste better. They make us do better. They give us different perspectives.
And I think with that being said, that's why as business owners, we're really big at letting people do what they do best. I don't need to have my hand in every pot. And I just need you to get the end result job completed, because you're going to do it different than me. If you're going to do it like me, or if I'm going to have you do it like me, why am I paying you to do it?
Right.
I can do it myself. Like, it's not, you got to let your business thrive in the way it thrives. And one thing that me and Carmen been always accused of is we trust first. And it's not a bad thing that we trust first. But we give you that leverage to see what you do, and we sit there and watch you.
Yeah. And yes, we do trust first, and sometimes we do get burned. Everybody gets burned. However, we don't get missed opportunities.
No, we don't get missed opportunities, and we're able to take that information as lessons so that they can include it in the next rendition of the handbook, in which we won't name the policy after you because of HR reasons.
Right.
But if I could,
but we're going to nickname it after you.
Yep. And I can think of some right now, but we listen and we don't judge.
And we can't say nothing.
We listen, we don't judge, but we do write it down.
We do definitely.
We write it
Take
down and we make it a policy. And we remember you later.
Yep, definitely. Oh, there was a viral video I seen. Several viral videos. Actually, several was a lie, because several implies more than 5. So I'm going to say I seen 2 videos. So I seen 2. It is called the facial challenge, I believe, or something like that.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry for laughing before I said that. So basically, they are filming. Somebody is giving a free facial. They're filming the facial, and they're putting all this red stuff on the face of the individual who's getting this free facial. And they're talking and said, okay, now it's time to put the period blood, an extra coat of period blood on the facial. So then she takes a brush and starts painting the facial. And this one girl comes up and like, oh, what the? She said, and she just flipped out. Get this off of me, get this off. Your period, this is period blood, this is a joke. Well, I thought you knew to calm down. It has a lot of minerals in it. And they just doing these viral videos. I seen a husband doing one too. And he's like, is that a blood clot? It's in my mouth. Oh my goodness, it's in my mouth. So that, like social media, I'm not going to lie. I'm addicted to it because it's so freaking entertaining. It can be educational. You can be duped. You got to do research on what you doing and what you believe in. But I'm telling you one thing. If somebody tricked me like that, I will punch them in the... I'm not a non-violent person, but if you tell me that you put period blood on my face, you get punched in the face.
Even my own, I don't even care his mine. Right. That's disgusting. No. And to that point, that's how you know that these people were loved. Because if you wasn't loved, somebody would have punched you in your face, and it would have been well deserved. It would have been well deserved.
But speaking of viral, we're gonna do Christine. I'm gonna give her a chance to do it. We listen but don't judge. So,
what is the listen?
We listen. We gotta say it together first.
We listen but we don't judge. What are we listening and judging?
You said you had a good one.
I did have a good one, but I forgot it.
Lord Jesus.
We might have to
COVID brain. If it comes up in the episode, then just pop back to it.
What the heck was it?
I can't beat the last one. Oh, I got one.
Okay.
So, the other day, your counter in your bathroom, I always bump things off because you put it at the edge.
You bumped my toothbrush off?
I bumped your toothbrush off. I dropped it on the floor. It fell flat with the toothbrush on the floor. I looked at it. I blew it off. Said a prayer. Put the clip back on and set it back on the counter. I didn't know what to clean it with, so it didn't hurt you.
That's hilarious. I did that to my toothbrush.
Christina toothbrushes.
I'm kidding. I didn't do it to my own toothbrush.
But I think that when I'm here, I'm gonna move your toothbrush another way because you're gonna get a bacterial infection.
Or you can just use the hallway bathroom.
Oh, you have all the goodies in your bathroom.
Whatever. You need to stay out my freaking bathroom. I can't believe I forgot that listen but don't judge that I was gonna say. Well, should have wrote it down.
Yep.
Should have wrote it
Well,
down.
if it pops up, it pops up. But what else is going on in the news? You've been watching the news. I've been seeing you watching the news lately.
Joy Reid got fired off of MSNBC.
I was so hurt about that. And you know, she was the first black woman primetime anchor on a cable show. And they fired her. Was her show doing bad?
You know, they put another minority there. It was a white woman.
A white woman? Oh, okay. So they're replacing minorities. So they're replacing minorities with lesser minorities. I get it, because I like Joy Reid.
She was a
I watched her.
minority.
She was great. And I just hope she gets a good job, that she's able to make a difference. But I know I seen a video of her and she was crying. She was totally shocked. She was like, you know, I put my contributions in. I worked my butt off. She didn't say that. Well, I meant to say ass, but I said butt instead. But anyway,
Did she say ass or butt?
No, she didn't say any of them. But
why did you mean to say the curse word instead of the non-curse
I don't know.
word?
I was trying to not cuss, and I not cussed, and I meant to cuss. So anyway, so she was crying. And she's really hurt.
Well, and you know, gal, when I laughed about it, it was just because they replaced her with a white woman is what I saw. But
who is the white woman?
I don't know, some white lady. I don't know.
Do they have any black anchors on MSNBC? I think on the weekends.
Yeah, both of them are on the weekends. Is Michael still in Simone? Simone, whatever her last name.
So let's see what they're gonna do, because I like MSNBC, and actually I really like the Joy Reid show. No,
I really liked it too, and I think she's really real with it, and I think
that's
MSNBC has been on this whole kick of adding minorities, which is wonderful because we have Katie Fang that's been on there, and I believe she has a Saturday show. Oh, but they got Jonathan Capehart on the weekend show, on the Sunday show or whatever it's called. But all of them tend to be, again, at a non-prime time.
And she was the only one at the prime time slot. And it's just heartbroken. So I did a post about her saying, good luck, Joy. So, you know, good luck to you, Joy.
Listen, you can come on our show anytime.
Yep, come on our show, Joy.
Holla at us.
Yeah, holla at us, and we can make some magic.
Well, and I think when it comes down to, especially for MSNBC, I really enjoyed that Rachel Maddow had said, you know, I think MSNBC made a mistake by letting her go. And I 100% agree that because to sit there and say we just let her, I don't know if it was because of ratings or anything. When I looked it up, it was not really clear as to what happened. But I feel like sometimes NBC doesn't they don't want to go, they're always trying to go with the grain at sometimes. So it's like, we want to do some DEI stuff, but do we actually really? Well, because when you think about it, is it really DEI if we put in all the minorities under the covers? Because when they under the covers,
how are they? They're not being seen out there.
Yeah, they're not actually being seen. So you think you're doing a good job, but where you're placing people, you're not. And it's about normalizing minorities being in positions.
Companies.
Yeah, so
and not being shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this gentleman, he did, we have a Racism Hurts campaign that we're doing on Faith Works Counseling. And he was talking about, he's a doctor. And he still, no matter what your credentials or how hard he worked or how much money he worked, he's still looked at as a black man that's less than, and he's been treated like that. So, and I have been treated like that. There's many instances that I feel that's some injustice. I know I told y'all before, but one of my pet peeves is people asking me where things are at in the grocery store. I don't work here. I don't look like I work here,
Mhm.
except because I'm black. But for some reason, I guess I have some attraction. Maybe it was my perfume I have on that attract white people that say, "Hey, do you work here?
She
Hey,
got
do you know where this is?" I don't even know where I'm looking for. I'm
she
trying to find
got
somebody
that
myself.
Walmart essence on
Yeah, I
it.
got
She
the
got
Walmart
S
essence.
and yeah, the
By the
essence
way,
of
we don't shop
Walmart.
at Walmart no more.
No, we don't, because they got rid of
Yep.
DEI.
I
But
actually
I forgot last week. I ain't gonna lie.
I had to get
I
on
was
her.
Walmart Plus in it.
I did buy some from Target, but it was from a black owned company.
Mhm.
So if I do shop at Walmart or Target or any of those places that got rid of their DEI programs, it's only going to be because I can't find it somewhere else or is a black owned place.
Yeah, because we don't want to have minority products to leave off the shelves.
Right.
So I really like the ideal of going there to get the products that we support.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can find stuff that look similar to Target items at other places.
Yep.
And to sit there and see how quickly they did it, they was like, shoot, all
We
us
don't
white
have
people
to-
can stay at the top.
Right. No
We all
black
can
people.
stay at the top.
I was getting tired of them anyway.
Uh-huh.
But you know the crazy
And
thing
it ain't
to
even
me-
no white women there either.
Right. It's gonna be just men running around working. It's gonna be men and AI.
Mm-hmm.
Men and AI. Yeah. But honestly, it's really my anger was for Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
There's no alternative to Amazon.
No.
So now Amazon is my friend. My delivery man said, I said, thank you. He said, no, thank you. You are actually paying my salary.
Because he said you are our top customer.
Because he was coming every day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't go shopping. So it's really hard not to shop on Amazon. Today actually is Blackout Friday, the 28th. We're actually filming on that. I actually have not went to any chains. I did spend some money at some small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I've done. I have not got any Amazon purchases. However, I do have a list of Amazon purchases for tomorrow.
Oh, speaking of which, I need to give a shout out to Mr. Keenan Adams. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Hey, who is
to
Keenan?
you. Keenan is Chandra's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Grandpa Benny's
5 years old?
No, he ain't 5. He's 4.
4. Okay.
But he is. Hold up, is he? Listen, your auntie remember, baby. That's the only thing that counts. How old you are, only
neither we
those
listen, but we don't
without
judge.
exactly. We listen, but we don't judge.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being with us, for falling forward with the Ross sisters. Catch us next time.
Later.